All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tom Hendrickson, the founder of the DevOps Online Summit. I want to welcome you to the 2021 edition of the DevOps Online Summit. We have a lot of things in store for you today. So I would just want to go over a few quick things with you all. First and foremost, I hope you've checked out the calendar for today's events. I'll be putting that in the chat for everyone so everyone can see that. So that's today's calendar. So we have a lot of things going on today. I just want to point out, first and foremost, I get a lot of questions. We do have a Google Calendar link. So if you look in the calendar, you're going to see the first link in there is the Google Calendar. So no matter where you're at, now I am in the Eastern US time zone, but feel free to use that Google Calendar. You can use that, take it to your Google Calendar and see when is this going to be in my time zone. So if you're in Europe, Asia, another part of the United States or North America or South America, wherever you may be, that way you can see it in your times. So we are starting out at the opening remarks. We have Dave Farley kicking us off this morning with scaling up his keynote. Then we have one of our track talks from the SRE track talk about what does losing weight, getting fit have in common with SRE. So you're going to want to check that out. That's at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then we have Kurt Anderson from our platinum sponsor, Blameless, coming. He has a keynote, Site Reliability Principles for Everyone, at 10:30. And then we have a DevSecOps talk from Leonard Murillo, The Implicit Value of Security, at 11 a.m. And then you're going to want to so I just want to point this out. We have two really great things going on at noon Eastern time. So you can join us here on YouTube for the Ask Me Anything with Dave Farley. Okay. So you get a full hour with Dave. He's going to answer questions. But we also we have been partnered with some friends from the DevOps Institute, Helen Beal, and I believe Mark Peters put this together, a lean coffee. So they're going to have a lean coffee. I just want to point that out. Check it out in the summit calendar. But there is a registration required. So they have I think they're using Zoom for that as well. So you're going to want to register for that one. And then this afternoon, we have a CI/CD talk, more than just deploying software, CI/CD. And then we have patterns and anti-patterns, the Steam Drill Initiative, the story of the enterprise modernization through Lean, Agile, and DevOps with Gautam Papapla. Excuse me, I don't want to butcher his last name. I apologize. But then we have Cloud Native track talk at 3 p.m. Multi-cluster, multi-cloud DevOps and CI and CD with Kubernetes Cloud. And then people and culture, we have a handling burnout, your own and your teams. So this one I will point out is a live session at 4 o'clock Eastern time. And then at 5 o'clock Eastern time, we have a keynote from Niladri Chowdhury, Adapting to Industry Infinity, Different Ways of Working. So you're going to want to check that out. That's kind of how we're going to close out the day today. So we have a lot on the calendar today. Just want to point out and remind everyone, as you're looking at that calendar, make sure if you want to do the lean coffee at noon, you do have to register for that. And I do want to put a plug in for tomorrow. So tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time, we're going to have an open space event. So you're going to see that on the calendar too. So I want to get everybody clued in on that because you're going to want to register for that. I think you have to register. And then there's also a topic sheet. So I want to give a shout out to Jeff Campbell. He put this all together. I'll kind of kick that off tomorrow, but he's going to be kind of the mastermind behind the open space. So he's done this for lots of different events. And so I really appreciate that. So I want to point that out to everyone as you're looking through the calendar today and checking things out. So feel free, if you have any questions, leave them in chat. Be happy to answer those as we go through things. Just want to point out, like I said, the calendar, other important things, we'll be checking Slack. That's kind of how we're talking. So make sure you check in there. If you have questions, there'll be a lot of good conversation going on in Slack. So just want to make sure, go over some things. So we have a lot to kind of welcome you in. There's a lot there. I want to give a big shout out to our platinum sponsors I mentioned before, Blameless. So they're the industry's first end-to-end SRE platform. Want to get a quick plug in for them. I mentioned the 12 o'clock lean coffee. So you're going to want to check that out. And then also I want to make sure and point out we have a contest going on today. So if you tweet or share on LinkedIn about the event and tag the event, we have some giveaways that we're going to be giving out. We have some books that we're going to be sending to a few of you. So be doing that. You want to tag us. You can see our LinkedIn at DevOps Online Summit or our Twitter. Those are both there. So make sure you're sharing that out. So we have a contest going on today. So you're going to want to do that. We have a big goal of getting 5,000 people together. So share with your friends, your coworkers about the summit and what's going on here. And we've got a lot of great speakers. And this is just one day. We go all through the week. So I want to let you know about that. Also, too, I want to point out free tickets for the week. You get all the access to this great content. If you want to upgrade to a VIP, you get lifetime access to that. And then also on top of that, there's another level where you can go into a coaching program that we will have, and that will start up after the summit. So the following week, we will get that kicked off in earnest. So if you do have a VIP pass already, congratulations. Excellent. If you have a coaching pass, so of course you get VIP access plus the coaching, be watching later in the week. I'll be sending out some emails. And about next week, we'll get started in earnest. We're going to be have time with you. You will have time where we will meet with some of these professionals that we have speaking here at the summit. So that's a great way to grow your career. We all are kind of coming here to kind of learn. And that's, why we started the summit, is to learn more. So make sure you consider those options as you, enjoy the summit and get started here. So I just want to make sure we all are ready for this week. It's going to be a big and exciting week, and we have a lot going on. And then also another quick shout out to our gold sponsor, Opsera. They are a continuous orchestration approach for DevOps. We thank them for supporting the summit. And really, like I said, if you guys have any questions, I will be in Slack, I'm sure, or I'll be checking my email too. It's tom@devopsonlinesummit.com if you have any questions. But Slack is probably the best way. Hopefully you'll jump over there and be joining us as we go along. We have a busy week. So unless, I appreciate everyone's time. Hopefully you'll be joining us today for our noon special with Dave Farley, or join that lean coffee that our friends over at the DevOps Institute are hosting that's part of the summit. So we really appreciate Helen and Mark putting that together. But other than that, I am going to jump off and get some other things ready, but feel free, like I said, join me in Slack, and we'll be seeing you later. We have our next live event will be at noon Eastern. So we'll have Dave Farley, Ask Me Anything. So make sure you're joining us there. I just want to point out, if you see this later, this recording, that make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all of this content, because you want to make sure you're subscribed so you get this live stuff, because we have a lot going on here. Most of it's going to be on YouTube. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and feel free to share, any of these talks, or maybe you hear something in one of the talks, share it on social media, because we want to share this with all of our friends, our DevOps professionals, our continuous delivery people. I know Dave Farley doesn't like the term DevOps, so I always have to poke him a little bit about that, but I understand why. So, but we have a lot of great things today. Things on the schedule. I just want to point out, I think too, there is an email that you should have seen earlier today. We do have some slight modifications in the schedule. I apologize for that. So we'll try to keep the website up to date and the Google Calendar up to date. So we kind of switched some things around, trying to get all the tracks. And that reminds me, I feel bad. I didn't give a big shout out to all of our track chairs. I need to give them all a shout out for all of their hard work that they've done for this. Just really am thankful for all of them and all they've done, because, they've put it all together. I mean, we have some great keynotes from Dave Farley, Julia Wester, Manuel, Sharon, Emily, Niladri, Nirmal, Jonathan, Steve, Daniel, Kurt, and Christopher. But the track chairs are, these are the people that really put this all together. I want to give them a big shout out. We have Brian Dawson, who has his people and culture track. Mark Peters, the DevSecOps track. And then, of course, Tracy Reagan and her CI/CD track. She's done a great job. She's going to have a Ask Me Anything, I think, later in the week. So be watching the schedule for that. Jonathan Johnson with his cloud native track. He has some real interesting talks there. And then the DevOps patterns and anti-patterns track has a real kind of wide-ranging track there. A lot of good stuff from Dana and Brian Finster, who put that together. And then finally, Craig Pearson has our SRE, our site reliability track. So really great to have all those track chairs here. They, like I said, they're the center of this. They put it all together. They did the tough part. We put out the call for speakers, but they had to drill in and figure out who would fit on what track and make those tough decisions. And I just did the easy part. I just did the interviews with the keynote speakers and some of them. So it was, I really appreciate all of their hard work and all their time. And so I'm so thankful for them, and, just appreciate all they've done. So, and then to, of course, all of the speakers and people who put a talk out and have been selected. And then to some of those that weren't selected, we can't take them all, but a lot of great talks, a lot of great people who came forward and really wanted to make this a great summit. So I just want to thank everyone for coming today and appreciate, I see James has a question. Thank you so much, sir. Is there a certificate for attendance? Certificate for attendance. We can put something together. I'll look into that, James. That's a good question. I will reach out and we'll put something together for you on that. But that's a great question. So yeah, unless there's any other questions, I see, we're just checking Slack here quickly. See if there's anything else. Naladri saying good morning to Tom. All the best. Great. I see Tracy's already in Slack. Good to see people there. Like I said, you want to be watching Slack throughout the day. We're going to try and have some of the speakers, as their sessions go out, be in Slack to answer questions, but feel free to post questions there. I'm always amazed at the amount of questions we have and the good conversation that gets started in Slack, because we bring these thought leaders together and all of the attendees. There's always a good conversation. We might not all agree on something. That's fine. But it's good to have a conversation and get things going there. So feel free to jump into Slack and ask your questions. Maybe you have a question. Maybe you heard something, you're not sure, or maybe you want to know a source of where someone got some information, or they cited something, or maybe some new, piece of software or something somebody's using. Feel free to jump in there and have some conversation. I know last year and the year before, we've had a lot of good conversation in Slack. There's a lot there, so jump in there. And as we kind of close, I want to make sure and remind everyone that open space is coming up tomorrow. There's a link there for it. Make sure you jump in there and get registered, and then put your topics in there for Jeff, because I know he had mentioned we kind of put that together. That was kind of a late ad, if you will. But we got that together last week, and I want to thank Jeff again for putting that out there. You're going to want to be part of that tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be a busy day with the open space, and we have a lot of live things. But today we're kicking it off in earnest. So I just want to thank, of course, Dave Farley for being our opening keynote today. He's always great to have around. He always has something interesting to say. So I appreciate that. But like I said, make sure you guys are jumping in on social media, share it with your friends, tell them that you're here at the DevOps Online Summit. Make sure they grab a ticket. And of course, make sure everyone that is subscribed to our YouTube channel so they can get all this great content and become get a free ticket for the week, or feel free to think about maybe getting that VIP upgrade or joining our coaching program. So I always enjoy the conversations there, and so does everyone else. So, and just a quick thanks to our platinum sponsor, Blameless, our gold sponsor, Opsera. we have some links on the website, get some more information. We will be having things from them as well this week, but just want to thank everyone for being here. All the attendees make this, such a great event, and it's a lot of fun. So appreciate your time, and I will see you guys in Slack. We'll see you live here, noon Eastern with Ask Me Anything with Dave Farley. And then we have another live session this afternoon. But we know that as people consume this content, we have like a mix of this pre-recorded, some live. We try to make that easy, especially for, as we mentioned, we have people joining us from all over the world. So depending on if you're, it's almost 8 o'clock here Eastern time, that maybe you're somewhere else where it's almost time for bed. So we just want to make it easy for people to join us and consume the content, and sometimes dip into some of that live content, some of the like the lean coffee that we have later tomorrow, all those things. So we will see you later. Like I said, we'll see you in Slack, and we'll be talking to you later. Thanks so much. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you later. Thank you.